Call it a midlife situation. A moonshine might take vacation.
Welcome back to Redneck Alchemy. We are making some stuff.
Oh my goodness.
And your May is supervising because she's such a cute little doggy.
She is the best moonshine assistant we have.
She's
in charge of flavors.
Yeah.
Quality controlling.
She's waiting on her haircut for this week. You get a haircut this week?
Yes, I'll get a haircut. Yes. Okay, you going down?
Going down? All right. You got her? All right.
All right.
All right. So, from another video that we recently did,
Here.
see here,
Or here.
or there,
Or somewhere.
or there, somewhere, we have roughly 2 gallons of 120 proof
Sugar shine.
sugar shine.
Sugar shine. Sugar shine.
Sugar shine.
Sugar shine.
And we are going to do infusions. We are going to make random stuff.
Well, some of them will be infusions. This current one, technically not an infusion, it's flavoring.
Well, flavoring / infusion.
Yeah.
But we've got some Yuja concentrate syrup.
And Omija berry syrup.
Yuja, I think, is either very similar to or is citron.
Yeah.
Where I'm not entirely sure, but it's good.
But it's good. And Omija is 5 berry, and it has like a little bit of a sweet and also maybe a little bit of a sour.
And a little bit of tart, and it's hard to describe unless you've ever had it. And
It's really delicious.
good.
They make a lot of drinks out of it. You can drink it in tea. You can drink it in like
smoothies.
Or an aid, which are really nice as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. But those are our first 2 we're starting with.
So we got that. Oh, and we got some
And we have some
pumpkin spice syrup.
homemade
that
pumpkin spice syrup.
Somebody who is a domestic goddess made, who we won't name. So we're going to start off with those 3. We got some other berries and some other fruit mixes sitting in the thing over here. We've
For
got
infusions.
We've got like 7 or 8 things to infuse today, so this might be a little longer of a video. We'll try and keep it somewhat short. Well, we know since these are syrups and we're not putting fruit in with them, we probably need to temper this down a little more. So we're going to pour shine in these 2 and temper it down to about 80.
And you said pumpkin spice. So
Oh,
this
and pumpkin spice.
Smaller for pumpkin spice.
Right, and we're going to mix those down to about 80, and we'll be back when we actually start to infuse. So, I had a brainwave halfway through what we were doing, and we didn't want to take it down too far because obviously all this is 0 proof, and whatever volume of liquid we add to it is going to bring it down further. So we stopped at about 90. So hopefully when we're done, we should be in the 60
This one's
range.
closer like 95, these 2. This one's like closer to 90.
Right. But hopefully that should bring these down to
60, 70, depending upon how much we put in.
Yeah. So, bottle O Omija. What do we got?
is
310 milliliters?
milliliters.
All right.
All of it?
Pour it.
We'll save that bottle and put some of that in there. We're going to find out I'm going to need more Omija, aren't we? I only bought the 1 syrup.
Oh, give us a little more room in that jar and help us.
All right.
We're probably still 85 proof and above. That's all right. We like it strong. Well, at least I like it strong.
Can you taste the Omija is the question.
Yeah. There is a surge of warm on the back end, but it's not super burny. It'll catch you off guard if you're not expecting it, but it rolls in and rolls out.
So Koreans have this fabulous teas we've shown you before. This is a honey Omija tea. So I add a little bit of that to what we have, and he's going to taste it before we put it in here and see if that gets what I want.
I definitely add some sweet to it. The Omija is a little more distinct.
That's what I want, the Omija to come out a little more.
All right.
How much? Or should you just...
Shit, it's a syrup, just pour it in there.
All of it?
I'd say pour about...
This is a kilogram's worth.
Yeah, I don't think we...
I don't think we need that much.
Pour about that much. Okay. Omija does have a weird berry punch, like we mentioned before. It's like 3 or 4 flavors at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm spooning this into a cup.
I have no idea either, but this is
Well,
funny.
it's easier to smell out of the cup. Still doesn't have a strong smell. It's made the warm last a little longer on the back end, but it's also not as warm, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Longer duration, less intensity on the warm on the back end.
I can actually finally smell the Omija.
But sweet. It is definitely sweet.
We got to bring the warm down a little.
So,
A little bit water.
Maybe a little more water, yeah.
A little more water.
But if we figure out the mixture right on this one, that'll get some people white girl drunk.
But I'm also planning, because I go to the market this week, I'll get them to show me where the dried Omija berries are.
We can throw some dried berries in.
I'm going to throw some dried berries in to pull a little more flavor, about 125-ish. Yeah. Does it pull the burn off a little?
There's still a little on the back end. I think there's going to be in.
I'm good with there being a little, yeah.
You want to double check? We're going to be toe her up here in a little bit. We might put a little more water in.
A little more? Yeah, a little more.
But we're close. I got some of it on my shirt.
This is what I get for not feeding you before we start playing with alcohol.
Oh yeah, we're also tasting all this alcohol we're doing on an empty stomach. This is going to be great.
I'm going to have to pause and order some food.
A little heat in the very back end.
That's perfect. All right, so this one,
we're going to let that sit.
we're going to let that sit. This week I'm going to grab Omija berries, dried Omija berries from the market. We're going to put those in that and let them sit probably maybe a week.
At least, yeah. We'll probably pull the berries out in a week and then
press the berries and see where we are. But we have Omija shine.
Omija, we've got ready to go. We're going to do a little pumpkin spice.
All right, say when.
Okay. A little more.
A little more syrup?
Yeah. Okay. And then add a little more water. It's got a little burn on the back end. We're not even really going for proof at the moment. We're going for flavor. Because we know in the volumes we got, we're going to be at least 60 proof in here. So, and that is enough to get you toe up.
Especially if you haven't had breakfast or lunch. We still need to order that.
Yeah. That's doable.
You're not mad at that?
Not mad at that.
It definitely smells pumpkin spicy, which is kind of nice.
This is more like pumpkin party spice.
For all you PSL people out there, I'd rather have this. Dang, that's good. That's going to be good. Yuja.
Yuja!
Should we go ahead and put the water in first so we know what the proof is before we put the Yuja in?
Maybe. We know we had to add about, what, 500 more on the other one? And I get to introduce you to Mr. Sparkly Eye.
And who got you Mr. Sparkly Eye?
Melissa bought a Mr. Sparkly Eye.
Even though he didn't ask for it.
Well, actually, I had added one to my
Had you
distiller's
really?
cart.
And I had no idea. That's pretty awesome. I had no clue.
But so we got a refractometer, so we can double check our
Maths.
proof from our Bobby gauge.
All right, are you ready?
We've also got some syringes sitting around. We could use one of those. You just add a couple drops.
Do I need to take some off of that, or are we good?
And look at a light source. And that is reading, this is reading, what's 35 double 70? 70 proof?
70. So 70 proof.
35%?
Yeah, 70 proof. All right. So, how much Yuja are we adding? Yes? We're not adding the whole thing.
What do we got milliliters? What's our number?
970.
970.
Yeah, we're not adding the whole thing.
Let's start with a quarter. Let's go about 250.
That's about a quarter of it. I think it's going to need a little bit more.
Possibly. It depends on whether or not it's a concentrated syrup. Well, somebody couldn't avoid pouring more stuff in while I was cleaning the turkey
Minion,
baster out.
how many times have I talked to you about waiting for Chuck to finish what he was doing?
Well, you can definitely smell it in it. It's gonna work. There's a faint heat in the back end.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's fruity.
And if it sits for a little while?
And unlike the Omija, which is generally kind of a delicate, soft flavor anyway, it's not generally supposed to be in your face. It's just supposed to be around.
Yuja should be in your a little more in your face.
Yuja is supposed to have a presence to
Yuja
it.
is a citrus. So we're going to let this sit for a little while before we hand it out to anyone, because that's going to just develop a little bit more into that.
Yeah, that's going to be dangerous. That's what that's going to be.
Okay, so we're working with Bokbunja. Koreans make an amazing Bokbunja wine, which we love very much.
But you can get this syrup, this concentrate, in pretty much any grocery store, and you just mix it about 20% concentrate to water.
You can make tea.
You make tea. You can make just a cool drink. It's like Korean Kool-Aid.
So we not only do we have the concentrate, we also have a concentrated form of that I got that was frozen.
Like a berry puree.
And this one we're starting with about 95 for the...
Yeah, so this is 2 kilograms of berry puree. And as far as I know, we don't really have any other use for this stuff.
We're just going to cut it open and put it in there. So this is one of our ones that's going to sit for a while because it's going to have actual fruit sitting in it. And then when we are ready, we will taste it again, and then we will actually remove this fruit puree. We'll just strain it out when it's time. But we want to get all the goodness out of that. And this would not have been enough for us to actually mash in to make a shine out of.
Not unless we were making like a really small run.
And that's usually not worth our time. So don't freak out. This is going to look a little cloudy and a little weird.
It's going to be a little chunky.
Do you want to taste it?
Oh, yeah.
To see if we actually want to put any more of our concentrate in. You're like, no, get all of it out of there.
Get all the bunja.
Can you smell it? More syrup? We still haven't eaten.
First off, no burn. No burn at all. There's a slight hint, like around the edge of alcohol-y, but...
No, that's kind of nice.
I'm actually conflicted as to whether I want to add some more syrup, because it's sweet, and the flavor of the Bokbunja builds into it as you taste it, but it's a little delicate up front. If you hadn't noticed, I'm not really a delicate kind of person.
You delicate?
Good sweet nose. Am I getting it on me again?
Same spot. Except this one is more red. It's going to stay for a while.
At least I'm consistent, I guess.
I think I got some over here, though.
That's...
That'll get you tore up.
Again, that's going to be dangerous once it sits for a little bit.
That is going to sit for at least a month, probably.
All right, I got to clean up. We're going to wait for our food to get here before we get to the rest of this.
Because otherwise we're going to be tore up. So we're working with some blueberries here. We're not tasting this one. This one literally is going to be added to our blueberry that we completed just to kind of help remove a little more of that French oak.
These are just frozen blueberries we got from the store. Nothing special. Nothing like fresh, like field blueberries.
No, we're out of blueberry season. So frozen blueberries. And they're literally just going to sit in there probably about a couple weeks so we can finish off our blueberry. And those will have a little bit of water in them because they were frozen, so they'll be fine. So we've got some frozen cranberries here. We're just going to throw them in the jar. And then we're going to pour alcohol on top of them and let them infuse.
Well, that's actually generally what they tell you to do, is put about a pound of berries in and then...
All right, so cranberries in. Tell me when to stop pouring.
Once they fill it right up to the neck. Those berries are still a little bit frozen, so we'll probably...
We're gonna have to press most of our fruit.
Yeah, these aren't... Normally, I think they tell you to muddle or crush them a little bit before you put them in, but they're still slightly frozen, so we're probably just gonna let them soak and then squeeze them at the end and get... All right, well, let's go plum first.
Okay. Try the pour spout.
Yeah, split it between two?
Yep. There's gonna be a lot left over.
Yeah. We might have to upgrade this one to a...
Do we have a bigger jar? Should I go look? Yeah, let's go look. I'll go look while you...
Finish this? Almost 2 quarts.
Yeah. So pour me alcohol into these.
Pour a little shine.
To get the rest of that out.
Swirl it around and snowball it in the other one.
Am I drunk?
Have you had a little too much to drink this morning?
Maybe. Where's that towel? I don't need my dogs are coming to get tore up, Chuck. All right, so we have added our plum in here with our alcohol. Got my cup. Over there.
There we go.
And now we taste, and then we're gonna eat, because we about to be tore up.
A little piece of fruit in there.
Yeah. So this one will sit for probably about a month as well.
Yeah. Honestly,
least.
there's not much purpose in tasting it at this point because the fruit's got to have time to seep in, but I just want to see what
He
it's...
just wants to see what it tastes like now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That little bit of plum syrup that's not tied up in the...
This one's gonna be good.
Oh.
It already has a very good taste to it. So once these plums infuse a little deeper, that's going to taste really delicious.
All right, now that we've had a little Japanese delivery.
This is I believe it was a Jeju Tangerine. It's an orange, basically. So we're going to use all the concentrate, and then we're going to add in the alcohol and see what we got left to see if we got anything else we can infuse, right? Again, it's a little clogged. There you go. All right. So, here we go, Chuck. Tell me when.
Let's say about there.
Here, we got some left. Did you want to taste this?
Let's give it a little stirry stir and see.
Now, y'all know we've done a Halabong orange one before, and that one was a difficult one.
Doing that from scratch with like the whole orange, that's a pain
That's
in
a
the
whole
keister.
thing. We were not overly fond of how that turned out, although we did have fans of it. We did have fans.
Definitely smells orange.
Needs water. Yeah.
Well, let's let it sit.
That one's a little strong for me.
It's a little syrupy still, but let's let it sit for a little bit and see how it handles.
So this one's probably going to sit for about a month or so. And then we will see if we need to add a little water to kind of... That, to me, it has a little more extra burn on the back end. We did find out with our last orange that making it into a sipping cream was the way to go.
So that's also a possibility.
Yeah. So adding cream to it kind of cuts some of that. All right, so there's orange.
Filling up the counter.
I know. All right, so we got a bag of mixed berries, which is strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries.
I personally am wondering how close this is going to be to
Bokbunja.
tasting like Bokbunja.
Right. Which one of us is drunk again? I think we can do 2 jars. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here. We have 2 jars of mixed berry, 1 jar cranberry, 1 jar Bokbunja, 1 jar of orange.
I think you're right. I think that's tangerine.
I think it's more tangerine. 1 blueberry. 1 Yuja shine. 1 plum shine. 1 Omija. And 1 pumpkin pie. Yeah.
So, we're going to clean off the table and stack all this up for a nice thumbnail picture. And that's honestly going to be the end of this video, because this has got to sit for a few months before we press them and combine them and do a tasting video. So, look out for the tasting video if you want to see how all these come out. Like, subscribe, do the internet stuff. We'll see y'all around.
Bye.